What's up, people? What's going on, my people? So we don't go back again. This is Footy Salvation, Footy Sermon. We're speaking the gospel on this show of football. So let's go. You see, this last weekend was a very interesting one in the Premier League. Very, very interesting one in the Premier League. And there's a lot of things that have to be addressed. A lot of things have to be addressed because some teams are getting where they're supposed to, and other teams are just lagging behind. And some teams are just doing enough just to hang on. In the case of Chelsea, Chelsea played against Burnley this weekend. Chelsea played against Burnley on Saturday, and honestly, that result, Chelsea fans cannot be happy with that result. That was an absolutely disgusting result. The ghosts of red cards keep haunting Chelsea. I don't understand because overall they played a good game. They played a good game until the red card, And trust me, man, that is not a place you want to be. Not in this Premier League. That is not where you want to be. You don't want to be dropping those kind of points to Burnley at home. You should be winning that game. That should be a sure win for Chelsea. That should be one of those games where the Chelsea fans come into this game and they realize that this is just, formalities. We just get the 3 points in the bag and we go home. And they were on the right track. They were on the right track until Wesley Fofana decided to make that second tackle for the second yellow. Man, that tackle was diabolical. I don't know what he was thinking. He left too much on the player. The referee had to make a decision. And in situations like that, when you already have a yellow, you don't want to give the referee an opportunity to make a decision. Because they will make a decision. They will make a decision. These referees will make a decision. And you know how the game is going. You know you have just one goal lead. That's not a mistake you should be affording to make, Wesley Fofana. And the wickedest thing about the situation is that Wesley Fofana is Chelsea's best defender. He is definitely their best defender, their most talented one for sure. And getting sent off against Burnley in a game that they were obviously winning. They were obviously going to win that game because Burnley wasn't offering much until that red card happened. That was the action that derailed Chelsea. Man, I'm sure he must be pissed at himself. He must be mad at himself. He must be mad at himself, and he should be. He definitely should be because that's inexcusable, especially at this pivotal moment in the season when you have the likes of Liverpool and Manchester United, and also Aston Villa, I may add, fighting for top four. And Chelsea is definitely in that race. If not for the little mistakes and the stupidity that they've been putting up with or they've been putting on, honestly, they should be strong in top four. They are still, but they should have been already in fourth or third position right now, if I'm being honest. Chelsea, they've done enough this season to be third or fourth. But it's just stupid mistakes like this, red cards like this. How many red cards? How many games have Chelsea seen themselves derailed by red cards? And when they had that red card, yeah, in the beginning, it felt like they could see the game out. They could see the game out, but it's just a matter of time. It was only a matter of time until James Ward-Prowse pulled something out the bag, man. We all know that in world football, only a few players have the ability to put the ball into the box from the corner, like James Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse is different. They got the goal. They even almost got the second one from a corner too. I mean, that just tells you how wicked the cross on Ward-Prowse is. If there's anything is amazing at, he's world class at, he's taking corners, shooting free kicks. In fact, every set piece was besides maybe penalties. I haven't really seen him on pens like that. But in general, we all know that James Ward-Prowse is a serious player. So when it comes to set pieces, so that is something that Chelsea should have legislated for, and they should have defended better. Losing Fofana obviously did not help, but man, Chelsea should have come out of that situation better than they did. I don't like the fact that, or should I say I don't like it? I'm a United fan, so I don't mind Chelsea losing. You get me? But sometimes you just want to see some games play out the way they should play out and not be decided because of a red card. And that game was definitely decided because of the Fofana red card. It's a learning moment for Fofana. I like to think he's still a young player and still has some growing up to do because although he has played a lot of games, but he spent a lot of time on the sideline injured. So I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt that he's still coming into his strides. Because if he's to lead Chelsea's defense moving forward, if Wesley Fofana is to be the man to lead Chelsea's defense as he should be, rightly so, because he's the most talented of the bunch. then those kind of mistakes need to be removed from his game entirely. They need to be gotten rid of. Chelsea are going to be depending on him. Now he's going to miss their next game. Who is Chelsea playing next? Let me see who Chelsea got next in the league. They're definitely going to be without Fofana. So Chelsea are going to play Arsenal without Fofana because of that red card. Makes it very interesting because Arsenal need to win. Arsenal need to win. I'm talking about, and as Arsenal need to win, Chelsea need to win also because they need to keep fighting for the top four. And besides Fofana, the other Chelsea players did all right. The game was good. I mean, João Pedro, talk about João Pedro, man. Talk about a man on fire. Probably the most informed player in the Premier League right now. He's scoring every game. João Pedro is just on smoke, man. The guy don't want to hear anything. As soon as the ball gets to him, he just feels like he's going to bag. Every game he's just bagging. Anytime I'm just on my phone, I'm not watching the Chelsea game or something, a notification comes up. It's João Pedro. Scores. Again. It's just like clockwork right now. You're waiting for Chelsea's. You're watching the Chelsea game and you're waiting for João Pedro to score. It's very interesting to see how well he has adapted into the Chelsea team. And it's not surprising. He came from Brighton. Most of the players you sign from Premier League teams, they usually come in straight away and are impactful. And with his style of play, there were conversations about what positions are best for him. Is it in the 10? Is it on the left, on the right? Is it in the 9? I mean, as long as he's scoring goals right now, the position he's playing in is where he's supposed to be. That's how you define players like João Pedro. If he's scoring in the 9, you play him in the 9. If he's scoring in the 10, you play him in the 10. He's playing on the left, right, center, anywhere, he has the technical ability to play in those areas. And now, unlike before, he's willing to take more shots now. I feel like that is a definite coaching impact by Liam Rossino, and that João Pedro is taking more shots now. He shouldn't be overlooked because before he was very shy to shoot. He was a shy to shoot person, and he's always had a good shot on him. It's not a situation where João Pedro is a player that doesn't know how to take a shot or doesn't know how to strike a football. He's just been shy in front of goal. So now he's being more confident, and you can see it in his game. He's getting into these games and he's getting into areas, especially with the likes of Liam Delap not doing what they're supposed to do. He's not doing what he's supposed to do. Chelsea need João Pedro to keep firing, and it looks like he's not going to stop anytime soon. Moving forward, Manchester City put the pressure on Arsenal by beating Newcastle. I mean, they beat Newcastle convincingly, I want to say. The second half was a little bit shaky, but I think City still had enough chances in that second half to bury the game. They missed a lot of chances. I don't know. He got into the box and dribbled himself. Haaland missed a couple of one-on-one. Cherki played Foden wider than he should have in a situation where he should have played Foden through. So technically, City had enough chances to win the game convincingly. Newcastle have a lot of reflection to do. They have a lot of internal reflection to do. Because right now, where do they sit on the table? They sit 11th in the table with 27 games played. Now, this is not a matter of form anymore. This is who you are. This is who you are. If you're 11th after 27 game play, you are an 11th team. You are a bottom table team. Maybe they'll finish top half of the table. But it's not looking likely anymore because the way they've been dealing with this season is not the way it's supposed to be. Newcastle have been very disappointing. And on the other hand, Nico O'Reilly, man, talking about rising to the... Yeah, that's him. And on the other hand, Nico O'Reilly, man, talk about rising to the occasion. Talking about O'Reilly, this guy is a revelation, man. The way he plays. Pep started him off at left back this season. At left back, Pep was playing this guy at left back and he was performing. Now he's back in the midfield, because he's always been a midfielder. He's in the midfield now and he's cooking. Scored 2 goals in the game. Very good goals. The first goal, what a shot. The second goal, what a header. I mean, sometimes, this is how champions are formed. Now, I'm not saying Man City are going to win the league, but in championship teams, sometimes the odd player just comes out and does something for you, win you the game. Against Newcastle is a tough game. Yeah, City was at home, but it's still a tough game either way. And they needed a savior. O'Reilly wore the cape. O'Reilly came down and hammered it on Newcastle. I mean, he absolutely put his paws on Newcastle. City won the game convincingly. Moving forward, I mean, City they're in a good position now. They are 5 points off Arsenal with the game in hand. And it is, on the Arsenal side, it's good that they still have that separation on City. But City they're gonna be there, They're gonna be there because They score goals, they concede more than Arsenal, but they score as much as Arsenal, And they have a lot of firepower going the other way. Up front, they have a lot of firepower. McGahey has been a good signing so far in terms of defensively, making them defensively resolute. So that is one thing they have going for them. And Manchester City are going to be fine. I don't know. A lot of people keep saying that they are going to give Arsenal the chase. Will they catch Arsenal? I don't know. I don't know if they're going to catch Arsenal, but with the way their squad is looking right now, all the players are coming back from injury. Things are moving fine. Even the Newcastle game that was difficult, they found a way to win it by O'Reilly. I think City are going to give Arsenal the chase. A very, very good chase. We are in for a very, very memorable end to the season. Manchester City is going to play a huge role in that. And yeah, that's just the way the season is going, man. This season is very interesting. Very, very interesting. And then you talk about Tottenham versus Arsenal. Man, Tottenham Hotspur, way to disappoint, man. Way to disappoint everybody. We were all waiting for you to do something. But honestly, I wasn't even banking on Tottenham to do anything because I know how shit this team is. Tottenham Hotspur is not a team you can rely on. I mean, you cannot rely on them to, I don't even know. They can't throw a stone into an ocean. These guys cannot score when it's necessary. Arsenal scored first. They replied. And then they died, man. They died. Tottenham died. Those guys are just Tottenham. And I'll say this here. This is not taking away from the Arsenal win. But objectively, when Manchester United played Tottenham this season, in the 2 games we played against Tottenham were the worst team we had played against this season. Performance-wise, the performances they put up, Tottenham are absolutely rubbish, man. And it's not just a matter of coaching. You understand? You can sack as many managers as you want. The core of the players at Tottenham, minus the ones that are injured, because I rate Kulusevski and Maddison highly. I think they're their best 2 players. But the ones that we're seeing on the pitch, man, you're not winning anything with that team. They are where they're supposed to be. Tottenham are where they are supposed to be on the table. Right now, they sit 16th in the table, and honestly, they are a 16th team because last season they finished 17th, and they went in and had a disgusting transfer window. No improvement whatsoever. Xavi Simons is not the kind of player that improves you in the league, at least not in his first season. Maybe in his second season, he can adapt and do better. Rana Kolomani is not a Premier League proven player. So he doesn't have the Premier League, insight. He doesn't have the Premier League mythicals to do well in the league. So he's still coming into his own. And you cannot bank on him for now. He's not a player you can depend on. In their midfield also, they are very stretched thin. Pape Matar Sarr is not as much as I respect his game, he's not a top-level Premier League midfielder. He's a mid-table midfielder. You understand? Even João Paulinho is not a great. I mean, he used to do well at Bayern Munich, but right now at Tottenham, he's not looking good at all. When he first came in, he started well. When Tottenham were on that run of form, when they were doing a lot of things, I mean, they were winning a lot of games. But in general, João Paulinho recently has been very underwhelming. He has been very underwhelming. Welcome to the video. We're talking about the Premier League weekend. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you feel like you're getting good value here. This is Footy Salvation. Thank you for being a part of the journey. We're moving. But back to Tottenham, man. Tottenham, they've been very surprising. Or maybe not, because the squad they have is so underwhelming, man. It's so underwhelming. I don't think they can complain much about what they are doing or how they are doing. Their fans are just complaining for no reason. Complaining. Meanwhile, the core of the team has not been improved. The ownership are spending money. They spent money, but they are spending it in the wrong direction. They are spending it on the wrong people. Their recruitment has been so poor. So poor. And it's showing on the pitch. That is why they cannot put on a run of form together. In the beginning of the season, it's easy to do well because when the season starts, usually some teams are just in better shape than the others in terms of fitness. So when you see players that have a high level of fitness, they usually do well at the beginning of the season. But as the season settles down and everybody gets to the plateau of their fitness levels, everybody begins to vibrate and resonate at the same frequency in terms of fitness. You begin to see who's good and who's not good. And that is what Tottenham have been a victim of this season. They are an absolutely disgusting football team to watch. I've watched them twice. I've watched a lot of their games, and I watched them when they played against Man United twice. Man, that is the worst team United played against this season. No arguments, no debate whatsoever. Tottenham Hotspur are an eyesore to watch, and Arsenal went there and did the job they were supposed to do. I'm sure people had a lot of expectation because it was a North London derby. We thought that Tottenham was going to do something. They are going to bring some kind of fight to Arsenal. And they tried in the first half, but Arsenal shut that shit down really quickly. And Eberechi Eze, my guy, you are the Tottenham Hotspur merchant. I don't know. Tottenham merchant, that's just who you are. Because when you see Tottenham like this, it just be like, say, you just meet new babe. You understand? It just be like, say, you just see new baby. Like, he just doesn't, I don't understand how he does it. This guy sees Tottenham and he's just alert. The guy just wants to leg down Tottenham every time he sees them. It's a madness, man. So he has scored 6 goals in the league this season, I believe, and 5 of them have come against Tottenham. If you look at his stats, you think he's having a good season, 6 goals. But he's just had a good 2 games. It's a madness. And kudos to him, man. He's putting Tottenham through the mud because they didn't sign him and they didn't want to sign for them. He actually called Arsenal to sign him. So that is a different conversation. But Eberechi Eze is doing what he's supposed to do against a team that you consider a personal rival. That is how players respond in situations like that. Now it's left to him to take that form into the next game and continue. You understand? And Victor Gyökeres also is scoring too. Gyökeres is scoring a lot of goals right now. You understand? He's coming to form. He might not be the best player on the ball, but one thing about Victor Gyökeres is that if you've ever played football, you've been in a situation where there's a player on the opposing team. He might not be the best player on the ball. He might not be the best player in dribbling. He might not be the best player with control or heading the ball, taking the ball out the sky. But you just know that when he's in and around the box, don't let him shoot. Don't let him shoot. Your teammates will be screaming at you, guy, don't let that guy shoot. Don't let him shoot. That is who Victor Gyökeres is, because once he shoots, he's on target. And once he shoots, he's bagging. The power he has in his shot is insane. And he knows where to place it. It's like, it's so much muscle memory in the way he strikes the football. If you understand anything about striking and you watch how Gyökeres hits the football, man, he hits it with so much intense power and precision. Like, he strikes it and he knows where he wants the ball to go to. And he uses ultimate force. Like, the most force he can apply on the football, that's what he's using. So he's just a brute force striker. That's who he is. And recently, it's been working out for him very well. He's been scoring in every game almost. Back 2 against Tottenham, a rival. So his confidence must be through the roof right now. His confidence is popping, man. Gyökeres is carrying Arsenal right now. Not like carrying them, but like he's doing a lot to make sure that they were where they are. And him taking them, scoring those 2 goals and helping them win, creates that gap between them and City. So it's 5 points now. It's no longer 2 points like he started, like it was before Arsenal played their game. So kudos to Arsenal. They're doing well. They're still front running the thing. You understand? I still have them as favorites to win the league. I still have them as favorites to win the league because City hasn't proven to me that they are better than Arsenal. As much as City have the quality, they are yet to prove to me that they are better than Arsenal. And because of that, I'm still just going to hold tight on my Arsenal pick to win the league. Arsenal are still going to win the league. I think they have enough to just get it over the line, and City do not have enough to catch Arsenal. If City does catch Arsenal, that's going to be interesting because this win against Tottenham was convincing. Away against Tottenham, that Arsenal beat them was convincing. Very, very convincing. But you can say it's not London derby, so players will be up for that game. How Arsenal play against Chelsea will be very interesting because the first game against Chelsea, they didn't do what they were supposed to do. They drew to a 10-man Chelsea. And the next game, I believe, who's at home for the next game? I believe they are home. No, their next game, they are home. Yes, Arsenal in the next game against Chelsea are going to be at home. And that is going to be very telling on Arsenal's progression so far. Because the Tottenham game, as much as it was a convincing victory, and Arsenal were supposed to win, it doesn't tell me much about Arsenal because we've seen them beat Tottenham already this season. So playing against Chelsea is going to be an interesting one. Chelsea is a better team. Chelsea are fighting for top 4. They have something to fight for. So Chelsea are going to be up for the game and Arsenal are going to be up for the game. That's going to be a very, very big game next weekend. So, yeah, that's one to watch out for. And moving forward, Manchester United, my beloved Manchester United, they put us on Sunday. They put us on Monday. Man United, my beloved Man United, they put us on Monday. And Man United are the team that For some reason, they keep putting us on these odd days to play football. I don't know why. This is not the first time we're playing a Monday game this season. We've been playing multiple Monday games, and Everton away is a very, very difficult game. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care where they are on the table. Everton away is one of the most difficult games in the Premier League. When it comes to Premier League football, going away to Everton stands out as a very, very difficult game historically. And we went there 1-0, job done. You understand me? It's not every game that you have to be glamorous. It's not every game you get the Cunha, Bruno, Sesko, Dogu, Fernandez. Nah, that is not it. Some games you just have to grind out the win. And we went in there and we grinded it out. You know, that is what we wanted to do. And that's what we were supposed to do based on how Everton set up. Because now West Ham has given everybody the blueprint on how to play against Man United. You know, teams are now sitting back. They are now making the pitch smaller. Let me tell you this. When we played against West Ham, it got to a point where I had to ask ChatGPT, brother, is the West Ham pitch smaller than the standard size? Because the way Nuno Espirito Santos set up that team, man, it just felt like we were playing on a smaller pitch. And yesterday, Everton tried to replicate that. They tried to replicate that, but they didn't get it to the T because Nuno is just different when it comes to setting up that, archaic football. That is his blueprint. So he's different. But Everton did as well as they could. But at some point, the quality of Manchester United was going to show up during the game. So, and when it happened, it was clear. It was evident. The gameplay that led to the goal was very sharp. Cunha picked up the ball, played it into Mbeumo and Benjamin Sesko. That run by Sesko, that is a striker that is hungry to score goals. A striker that is hungry to score goals. Those are the kind of striker that make those kind of runs. He ran from basically his own 18-yard box. He was running straight, burned Tarkowski. Tarkowski had no business in that race. He burned him, ran into the box, composure. Mbeumo got the ball to him across. Fantastic assist by Mbeumo, by the way. And Sesko, bottom corner, finish. Easy finish. Telegraphed the finish so much. I don't know how Pickford went the right way because of how much Sesko telegraphed that finish, but the power on the finish was insane. And I'm going to go on the win. And I'm going to go on the whim and say this year, Manchester United struck gold when we signed Benjamin Sesko. I was one of those, I'll put my hands up, I was one of those that wasn't for Sesko because I was thinking we needed a striker now that could score now and impact now. 22-year-old player, scored only 13 goals in the Bundesliga the season before. So I can't be shy to say when I'm wrong. I was wrong about Sesko because he's a generational talent. When it comes to talent, I'm not saying he's going to continue this pace of scoring goals that he's on right now because that would be ridiculous to ask of a 22-year-old. But his talent is evident. That speed burst we saw today, that speed burst for a 6'5" player that's as tall and lanky as Sesko, that is not something very common. We saw him burn Tarkowski. Now, granted, Tarkowski is not one of the quickest players in the Premier League, but Sesko was moving. He was moving in that sequence. And we already know about his jumping ability. His technical ability on the ball, too, is decent. It's not like he's bad on the ball. He can play pass. He can receive the ball in tight spaces and pop it off, There's a lot of things in Sesko's game, man. And with the right coaching tools, we have a striker that will serve us for a long time. He will bring us glory for a very long time. Benjamin Sesko is impressive right now. And a lot of people are saying, start him. Listen, I'm just going to trust Carrick on this one, right? I believe Mbeumo shouldn't be starting in all these games where teams play a low block because Mbeumo is very disturbing to watch his first touch in tight spaces. You understand? On the wing is decent, but in tight spaces up front in the center of the pitch, it's kind of hit or miss most times. So I would like to see Sesko starting in those kind of games. In the big games, I don't mind starting Mbeumo up front because we're going to have less of the ball anyway. But when we have most of the ball and teams are sitting deep, we need to play Sesko. Sesko needs to start. But I'll trust Carrick on that because now that Sesko is being an impact player, he's being used as an impact player, coming off the bench and scoring a lot of goals, you also don't want to break that rhythm because you can start a player and he doesn't perform as well. You understand? So Sesko should be given the opportunity to continue in the line that he has started in. And that is a situation that he will start and he will keep growing until he gets to his best. So that is one thing we've laid out. Another point I want to put out is that Amad Diallo is going through a downturn of form right now. I know he almost got a goal in the game against Everton. He almost got a goal that was cleared off the line, basically. But we need to take him out of the limelight. We need to bring him off the bench. I think Carrick needs to make that bold decision of Mbomo or Ahmad on the right-hand side and then start Tesco up front because Ahmad has been off it recently, man. We need to bring him on as a sub. And he has the technical ability, he has the pace to run at tired legs and, get his confidence back where it's supposed to be, and then you can start him again because Amad Diallo right now, for a couple of games, is not the same Ahmad we know. At the AFCON, he was cooking. He came back from the AFCON, a couple of games, he was all right. But then after that, he's just been poor, man. He's been poor. And poor by Ahmad standards doesn't mean he's a poor player. It just means that compared to what we know Ahmad can do, he's not playing up to his level. He's not playing up to the level at all. So that is a decision that Carrick has to make in terms of benching Ahmad and bringing him on as his sub. And that shouldn't be an issue with the squad because there's a reason you have a squad. The reason you have a squad is because sometimes a player can be playing bad, be in a bad run of form, or somebody can get injured. Someone else can come off the bench. Anybody can come off the bench and impact the game. So Ahmad should be taken out of the limelight. Should be taken out of the limelight because now it's looking like the pressure is getting to him. It's getting to him, and he's one of our better players technically on the ball, and we want to preserve that. Let's find a way to get him back into form. I don't know what it is. Maybe benching him might not be the solution. I'm not going to go out on a whim and say that has to be the solution, but it's going to be a start to try to take him out of the light and bring him back into confidence. Let him play easy roles, come off the bench and be impactful, things like that. It's going to build up his confidence again, and he's going to get to the level where he wants to be, where he's supposed to be, where we know Amad Diallo is able to play in. So that is one thing that this management, and by management I mean the current Manchester United coaching staff, should be looking to do in terms of bringing Ahmad to the form where he's supposed to be. But in general, the game against Everton was a very good win. A very good win because now we have 6 wins. 5 wins in 6 we have under Carrick, and there's no complaint. No complaint. I see a lot of people talking about, Ruben Amorim signing are doing this. Ruben Amorim signing are doing that. Brother, Amorim wanted, what's his name? Brother Amorim didn't want Sesko. Amorim wanted Oli Watkins over Sesko. Amorim wanted Dibu Martinez, Emi Martinez over Stanley Laments. So don't tell me about that. The likes of Mbomo and Konya, those are obvious signings. You don't need to be a genius to decide to sign Mbomo and Konya. And Man United were getting those players anyway. So this unnecessary credit that some part of the fan base are trying to give to a manager that came in and started losing immediately in Amorim, I don't understand it. It's like you're used to pain. Stockholm syndrome is just disturbing you. You just want to keep living in the idea that Ruben Amorim was some kind of positive to this football club, when it is obvious how bad he was. He leaves the club and we go on a run of form and we're winning games back and forth. You understand? We're not dropping points anymore. We're winning the games we're supposed to win. That's a minimum that Ruben Amorim was not achieving when he was at this football club. So how can you track back? You see, hindsight is 2020, but how can you track back and start trying to convince yourself that this manager, and by this manager I mean Ruben Amorim, was some kind of positive at this football club? Now, tell me, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments why you feel that Amorim was a positive influence to our football club. Because it doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe I'm missing something, but explain to me, because it is totally lost on me how you can see the positives of Ruben Amorim at Manchester United. He's going to be a forgotten guy at this football club. Amorim, in years to come, is not going to mean anything to this football club. Right now, to me, he means nothing. Because he's just an era of Manchester United that I've forgotten in my memory. I've taken it out of my memory and it's gone. Forever gone. Ruben Amorim is dead and buried to me. What he did to this club, it doesn't even deserve to be talked about. We'll just leave it there. Because if you talk about it, you're breathing life into it. You're breathing life into him being a part of the history of this football club. And we don't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen. I don't want that to be the case because he put us through trials and tribulations. He made us suffer. He even told us that we were going to suffer, and he made sure we suffered. So Ruben Amorim's case as a good manager, or whatever you think he was, even the signings or whatever, you guys keep trying to look for a way to justify his ridiculous era at Manchester United. Just throw it in the trash, man. Throw it in the trash. Put the fries in the bag, bro. put the fries in the bag. Amorim was a disaster. But in general, where we are right now, we're happy. We're winning. We're back to winning ways. It looks like we're going to make top 4, and I cannot wait for us to get Champions League football. Because Champions League football for Manchester United next season opens up a lot of dynamics for us. It opens up our purse to sign more players. It opens up the amount of players that we're going to sign. It opens up the type of players that we're going to sign. Because when you have Champions League football, now you can compete for the big guns. Manchester United with Champions League football is signing any player they want. No Premier League team is going to rival Manchester United to sign any player when we have Champions League football. This is not even a crazy talk, you understand? It's not even a mad talk. Man United with Champions League football is boarding City. We are boarding Chelsea. We are boarding Liverpool, Arsenal to players. So that is one thing that we have to get. And once we get that, next season, we should be looking at challenging for the title. I'm not saying we'll win the title, but we should definitely be challenging, especially with the way this season has gone. Sacking Amorim earlier, we would have been challenging. If we had sacked Amorim earlier, we would be challenging for the title today. And that is not a crazy thing to say. The result speaks for itself. It is not something that's not backed up by facts. It is facts. We can see it in the improvement, the definite improvement in the Manchester United side. The system, the way we play, the confidence of the players, the interaction of the players with the coaching staff, the interaction of the players with themselves, the connection of the players with the fan base. It has improved greatly since the sacking of Amorim. And with how shaky Arsenal, Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool, Villa have been this season, there's no reason we shouldn't have been challenging. You understand? Especially with the run of form we've been in right now. But yeah, that is a conversation for another day. That is something to deliberate on another day. So hopefully United get things back on track, back to life, back to reality. And let's keep it pushing, man. Let's keep it pushing. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. There's a lot of value coming from this channel. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff this year. So keep staying tuned, and I appreciate the support. I'll see you next time. Football is a religion. This is the sermon.